Alright, listen up. I'm going to give you my best tips on how I grow with off-grid hydroponics. And not just leafy greens like I've done for many years. Tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, and all kinds of peppers. Now this is like regular hydroponics, but without the water circulating, it gets a little more tricky. I'm also going to be moving most of my channel content over to a new platform called VidMe. That's happening in the next month or so. Make sure you go back and watch whatever videos you need to, and ask me questions, DM me, email me. We'll get you all the info you need to know to grow with off-grid hydroponics, either here now, or you can follow me over to VidMe. You can also ask your questions in the comments below. I'll get to as many as I can. Now this type of hydroponics is referred to as Kratky hydroponics after Dr. Bernard Kratky. It's grown in a nutrient solution with no pumps, no aeration, and as the water level drops, most plants form air roots, which cuts out the need for adding extra oxygen to the water. Now my first tip is the nutrient solution, and most of you who have been following me for a while know this answer already. I use Master Blend 4-18-38. You need to mix it with some calcium nitrate and Epsom salt, and I've been using this for years and it works really well with a wide variety of plants. Is it the only thing that works? Not at all, but it's what I know works. So if you want to experiment with other things, that's cool, but if you're asking me what works, it's the Master Blend. I'll link a video up above that'll tell you how to mix it up and how to use it. Now these are my top tips, and the last one could be the holy grail to why all of this works and how come I can do it and some of you have tried the same things and it doesn't work out. I'm not really sure, but it's something I've been doing for the past year and it just kind of slipped my mind. Stick around and we'll talk about that. Now tip number 2 is your container. You can grow plants with off-grid hydroponics in just about any container that will hold a liquid. I've used milk jugs, downspouts, glass containers, just about anything. Now whether you want food grade or not, that's a personal choice. An important consideration when picking out your container, in my opinion, the bigger the better. Now a lot of people out there don't want to do that because they're afraid they're going to waste nutrients. They think at the end of the grow, if the plant hasn't used any, they waste a lot. Truth is, you can let the plants use up almost all the nutrients as they get towards their end. And even if they don't, they may have used up most of the nutrients in the water and it's not the original blend that you started with. Also, if you buy Master Blend in bulk, it comes out to about 25 cents a gallon. With the hydroponics using 1/10 or less of the water compared to a traditional garden, a little bit goes a long way. Take for example these plastic totes. This one pepper plant is in a 27-gallon tote. I'm harvesting peppers off of it, and there's a ton more of them on there, and there's also lots of blossoms and new growth. I haven't done anything to this. I haven't added one bit of nutrients or water. This is the original 25 gallons that I put in there to begin with. This is truly set it and forget it. One of the reasons why I think this works so well is that the pepper plants don't use that much water, and you're not constantly changing the water level on them. In my opinion, that's what causes a lot of people's problems. They let the water level drop drastically and fill it back up. I think the best thing you can do is maintain the level. And that's what I do with the buckets. I keep them filled up as much as possible. In the beginning, they hold 3.5 gallons. Now instead of letting that all completely dry up and filling it back up, I come out every few days and fill it back up to the top. It can't go any higher than these holes. We'll talk about that in another tip, but when we're still on the subject of the size of the container, the bigger container you can get, the more mass it has, and the longer it takes for your nutrients to heat up. The analogy I always use is, try comparing a glass of soda to a swimming pool. Hot summer day, you get out, which one's going to warm up faster? So if you use a small container, it's going to warm up a lot faster than this 27-gallon tote. One quick side note on the 27 gallons, these containers are not as strong as they used to be years ago, and the sides tend to bulge out, and the top might pop off. I found the 17-gallon ones hold the water a lot better. So with a pepper plant this size, you may end up refilling it a little. So remember that, when it comes to your container, the bigger the better. Y'all have been asking for the soda bottle adapter, so we're bringing it back. That way you can grow loads and loads of microgreens and baby greens. Carefree, no hassle. We had a hard time keeping up with the mason jar, buy one get one free. And because y'all were so patient and we bought an extra printer for a few days or so, we're gonna make these buy one get two free. No code needed. You buy one, you get three. You buy two, you get six. Hope this helps a lot of people out there. Keep on growing. Alright, tip 3 has to do with hole placement. Now, just like everyone else who was doing the hydroponics in the big containers, such as the 5-gallon buckets, I started with the big net cup that sat on the top. And almost everybody just puts a plant on the top. The only problem is, if this is set out in the weather, the rain can flood it and drown your roots. So the two different things I did was, if I put the holes in the top, like on the totes, I put those under cover. And if I put the holes in the side, I let those sit out in the weather. Hardly any rain gets inside of it when they're young, and as they grow, the leaves form a canopy and further protect the hole. So if you got covered area, you can put the holes in the top, and if you don't, and it's going to be in the weather, use the side method. Now the next tip is the number of plants per container. When I first built the tower system, I had room for 8 plants in each bucket. That worked well for lettuce, basil, leafy greens. But if you're going to grow something like a tomato or pepper, something that's going to take a while, something that uses a lot of water once it starts fruiting, then I only use 1 to 2 plants in each 5-gallon bucket. All of these that you see out here, there's only 1 plant in each bucket. Same thing with the totes. So if I'm going to be growing lettuce, I'll put about 8 in each one. But if I'm growing something like squash, cucumbers, tomatoes, or peppers, I'll only put 1 or maybe 2 at the most. Alright, my final tip is when you first start, I've been using this and I forgot to mention it, but it's HydroGuard. It's a root inoculant. I learned this from the young couple at Ditch the Flock. He's been using that on all the hydroponics that he grows inside, and a year ago I decided to try it. Now every time I start a new hydroponic container, I put some HydroGuard in it. I just followed the instructions. That may be what's helping the plants off to a good start. I can't be for sure. I just got in the habit of putting it in there, and then I don't put any more in through the grow, so I just kind of forgot to mention it. But if you're having trouble with your plants and getting them started, you might want to go ahead and give this stuff a try. So those are my best tips right now for doing off-grid hydroponics. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get to all of them. And then, if you got any questions about the new platform, VidMe, we're going to be doing home and garden, which will be all of the hydroponics that we've got going on, art from my wife, DIY, cooking, and even some business advice on how to be a content creator. All kinds of exciting stuff coming up. We'll be very busy, but I'm going to do my best to help each and every one of you. Live to inspire, keep on growing, be the change. We'll catch you next time. And by the way, people have been asking for the adapter for the soda pop bottles. We haven't been selling those for many months. We were just too busy with the mason jars, but we bought a couple of new 3D printers, so we're able to print some extra ones. And you guys were so patient to help celebrate that. We're going to give you a special that's better than buy one, get one free. It's going to be buy one, get 2 free on just the soda pop adapters, not all the other ones. So if you buy 1, you'll get 3. If you buy 2, you'll get 6. That's a crazy deal, but I hope it helps everyone. You can grow your microgreens in an easy, carefree way, and you can take some of those microgreens after you harvest and eat some. You can take them and plant some out into your other containers and grow them out into baby greens or even in mature greens in what we call a continuous harvest system. So just comment BOGO, we'll get you the information, or message me. All right, let's get back to the tips.